What is bullying? What is it? Do you think if someone's mean or rude to you or disrespectful one time, or rude, mean, disrespectful to your kids one time, is that bullying? What do you think? Type your comments in below, give me your answers, and we'll kind of have a discussion on this to see what you think. And while you're thinking about it, check out my new back wall here, right? Yeah! The blue Bully Proof logo with the kind of defeated posture, empowered posture, the Grogan's Bully Proof with the shield, the empowering shield to become bully proof, right? Yeah, that's your bully proof armor. All right, so I'll give you a couple seconds there to type in your answers below. If someone's rude, mean, disrespectful to you or your kids one time, is that bullying? Well, the answer is technically no, it's not. It's not very nice. It's very disrespectful. It's inconsiderate. It's not something we want to happen to us. But technically, by definition, it's not bullying. Doesn't make it right again. However, if we don't stop it then and there, that's when it will turn into bullying. Now, I didn't say might, but it will if it happens more than once. And what I mean by that is behavior that's repeated over and over again, especially a disrespectful, rude, mean, hurtful, harmful behavior. That's the definition of bullying, repeated more than once. And what I mean by if it's not stopped, it's going to happen again. Why? Well, people mostly bully. It's a learned behavior from either they learned it from their parents, or they learned it from a brother or sister, or they just learned it from being bullied in the past. Either way, it doesn't excuse it, but it's generally a learned behavior. And if the behavior is not corrected, if it's not, there's not consequences, if it's not punished, if it's not stopped, it's going to repeat and continue. I often say that behavior that's rewarded or behavior that isn't corrected is often going to be repeated, without a doubt. And with bullying, what happens is it's a power trip, is basically what it boils down to. It's one person trying to steal somebody else's power. It's one person trying to put someone else down to hopefully, in their mind, make them feel better about themselves. Now, what happens with that, it gets into what I mentioned, a power trip. Now, power is the most addictive drug, chemical, on the planet. It truly is. I mean, unfortunately, I don't get too political, but think about Congress, right? The more power they get, the more they want. The more power a bully gets, the more they want. That's just how it happens. It's the most addictive drug on the planet. So how you shut it down is there's got to be some type of consequence for the action. There's got to be some kind of punishment that needs to say enough is enough. And we certainly can't reward it by doing nothing at all. Make sense? So how do we do it? Well, like I mentioned, that person's rude, mean, disrespectful one time. Well, that's when we get into the ABCs. Shame on them for doing that. And most of the time, actually almost all the time, bullying has nothing to do with you or your kid. It has everything to do with the person doing the bullying behavior. Why? Because they probably feel insecure about themselves, and they think by bringing someone else down, it's going to help lift them up. It never does. It's never enough, but that's in their mind. That's what they think. So there's where the ABCs come in. It's the biggest reason why I created the ABCs to become bully proof. One, you want to stop it before it gets to the physical. Now, for the longest time, I taught at the Martial Arts Academy, especially my own kids, don't you ever allow anyone to bully you. Now, I taught them how to defend themselves physically against when they're young kids, they were doing self-defense, self-protection techniques against some of the biggest men in our Martial Arts Academy. A wrist grab, arm grab, headlock, grab, tackle, punch, whatever. They could whip butt. But what I kind of failed to do was I failed to prepare them, and I figured by doing that I'd have the utmost confidence. Well, an example, my daughter, she been training since she was a kid, also dancing and singing, and she had very strong legs. Well, in middle school, girls started teasing her about having big legs. Now, she had big, strong, muscular, they were strong and muscular legs, but she certainly wasn't a beanpole, right? Well, what did she do? She took it personally, because now all her friends are making fun of her. It starts with one, and if nothing's done to stop it, then it moves on to another one. Then it moves on to another one. And before you know it, she's ostracized from the group. She's not eating. She's throwing up because she thinks she's what? Fat. Yeah. Is that true? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And of course, my thought is, and my wife told me about it, my mind was blown. I'm like, are you kidding me here? What? And I said, well, why did she take that? And the wife said, well, you want to jump up and kick these girls in the teeth? And part of me is like, yeah, you dang right I do. But of course, that's not the way to handle things, especially when I brought them up and trained them. Don't you ever get physical unless somebody gets physical with you. Well, shame on me for not realizing that bullying happens, the exclusion, the name calling, the shaming, that happens first, and then it gets to the physical. So I was like, whoa, man, I'm going to have to regroup here and see what I can do to shut this down before it gets to the physical part. Now, of course, I want them to be able to physically protect themselves against, predators, groomers, attackers, anybody like that. But against bullying against other, middle school girls or high school girls or even in the real world, just because someone's mean, rude, and disrespectful, you can't pop them in the chops as much as we would like to, and probably as much as they deserve it. We got to be able to handle it a better way. So, what is bullying? Bullying is repeated behavior, but we need to stop that before it gets to the point where it's physical, and that's, once again, the ABCs. So I'm going to go through those real quick. You've probably heard it before, but the A is awareness and avoidance. Be aware that someone has been mean, rude, and disrespectful. Be aware that they're probably going to do it again if you don't do something to stop it. And then try your best to avoid it. Now, I'm not saying run from your problems, but I am saying avoid unnecessary conflict. Avoid dangerous situations. Avoid things that could be making you feel insecure and bad about yourself. Avoid that nonsense. Same thing about the self-bullying we do to ourselves. Avoid negative self-talk. Saying I'm ugly, I'm stupid, I'm dumb, I'm fat. Avoid all that nonsense. It's not true. Get rid of it. Get that stuff out of there. Because all that does is plant weeds of negativity and self-doubt in your mind. The next is the B. The B is believe in yourself with your bully-proof armor. Yeah? And how do you do that? Well, you believe in yourself by what you plant. You plant positive affirmations. You plant that I am one and only unique gift from God. I am awesome. I am special. I believe in me. I am bully-proof. And what you're doing there is you're strengthening your armor. So it's not a matter of if, but when someone tries to say something negative about you, you feel strong, you feel empowered, you feel bully-proof. Yeah? Good. And then the C is communicate clearly and confidently. Most importantly, with your posture. If you walk around looking defeated, walk around looking like a victim, you're going to be treated like a victim. And just like in the wild, the lion doesn't go after the strongest gazelle, the lion goes after the weakest gazelle. And what does it do? It attacks. Yeah, well, the same thing. Bullies in the wild, what do they smell? They're like a shark smelling blood in the water. When a shark smells blood in the water, what does it do? It attacks. And that's the same thing with bullies. So you need to walk around empowered with your hero posture. Now, I'm not saying you got to walk around like this, but I am saying you walk around with your shoulders back, your head up, tiger's eyes, lion's voice, confident in your posture, confident in your hero posture, your empowered posture, not defeated posture. Huge difference. And I'm in conferences all the time when I give presentations and workshops. I have people, and you can do this right now, put your shoulders down, head down, shoulders forward. It feels weak. Not does it feel weak, it looks weak. And not only mentally, you're like, oh, I'm defeated, but physically, you're compromising your lungs. So you're not getting as much oxygen to your brain to think clear. You're not getting as much oxygen to your extremities to feel stronger and more empowered. Now, go from this defeated posture to this empowered posture. Yeah! That is the C. Communicate clearly and confidently with your posture. And, of course, with what I call your tiger's eyes, looking straight forward, believing in yourself. You may be scared to death on the inside, but on the outside, you're projecting strength. And then your lion's voice is how you communicate clearly and confidently. Not if you're asking somebody to stop being mean to you, you're not, stop doing that. Why are you being mean to me? Nope. That's a victim. Stop it, and I mean it. Knock it off. Don't talk to me like that. That is empowered. That's your tiger's eyes. That's your lion's voice. Now, the quicker you can stop the inappropriate behavior, if you can stop it before it actually turns into bullying, which means if you do it before it happens the second, third, fourth time, you're going to shut it down right away. But if you don't, what's going to happen is first it's going to be one person, then it's going to be two, then it's going to be three, then four, and before you know it, you have an onslaught coming in from everywhere. Yeah, and then of course, what's the next thing? It continues to, the more people that are attacking, the more defeated you become, the more worthless you feel, the more you take on this victim posture. Then you can't defend yourself against anything because you don't believe in yourself. That's why the logo is so important. Defeated? No, that's who you really are. You're empowered, but you have to believe in yourself to get there. So that's the ABCs to become bully-proof. Now, if you are physically attacked, we talk about that as well, because if somebody physically puts their hands on you, it is no longer bullying. Now it's assault and battery. That's a whole different thing. Assault and battery by law, someone assaults or commits assault and battery against you, against your person, against your body, that's a crime. And by law, you have the right to physically defend yourself. Now, what I teach, I'll be real quick about this. I teach the palm strike, open hand technique, right to the solar plexus. Quick, simple, very effective, and it leaves no long-lasting effects, but it does stop the attack immediately. Immediately. I'm strong, I can't even talk, against the closed fist. Because a closed fist, if you don't know how to punch, you're going to break in your own hand. Or worse yet, now it's a closed fist. You've made a fist, so now you've made a viable assault to that person. With your hands open, you're saying, hey, calm down, stop. And it makes your hands much easier to move and deflect and defend. Also, that palm strike comes right out to the solar plexus. It's a most effective non-lethal technique you can do. So that's what we talk about there. But my goal is it never gets to that because you shut it down before it ever had a chance to become bullying. And if it has become bullying, you shut it down before it ever has a chance to become physical. Sound good? Sound good? All right, everybody. As always, I'm Master Rich Grogan. Please follow us on social media, Grogan's Bully Proof. Please check out our website, grogansbullyproof.com. And, of course, my books are out. Yes! Becoming Bully Proof and the newest book, I Believe in Me. It's a positive affirmations book. They're both available on Amazon, or you can go right to our website, grogansbullyproof.com, and pick up a copy of each. And then if you have already and you love them, please leave that 5-star review. And, of course, Christmas time is rolling around not too long from now, so make sure you get copies, make great Christmas gifts, and any time throughout the year. But, of course, Christmas time, you got to buy presents anyway, so why not help empower somebody to become bully proof? Sound good? Sound good? All right, folks. I love you. Oh, on our website, make sure you sign up for our newsletter. All kinds of bully-proof tips coming out, and you'll get part of our email chain there, and we'll fire out bully-proof tips, boom, 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 to keep you empowered and keep you on top of your game to help empower your kids, to keep them from being bullied and help them become bully-proof. I love you. God loves you. Please share that love with the world. And until we talk again, you get out there and do your best, and I promise, you'll be your very best, you'll become bully-proof, yeah! And you'll live your best kickin' life. Can't wait to read your comments. Can't wait to chat with you again real soon. God bless everybody. Bye-bye.